everyone. Hi, everyone, and welcome to TWF NXT. I am Gorilla Monsoon, here with Samoius and with the Jackal. And today on NXT, we're going to see the ongoing saga between The Miz and we hopefully Astronema and Corone, and it comes to an end, Gorilla Monsoon says, here today on NXT. Well, you're right about that, Samoa says. The Miz has been saying for a week now that Astronema has it out for him. And he says that the grounds to why he's fought Ecliptor, he fought Andros and Godzilla, or Godzilla, whatever you want to call him. Why he fought them. He believes Astronema's had it out for him since 2020, YL, and that was about 3 years ago, Samoa says. I'll tell you one thing, the Jackal says, Gorilla Monsoon and Samoius. The Miz knows that Astronema has it out for him. That she's been holding on to everything that he did to her about 3 years ago in 2020, YL. So he knows that he's going to that she hates him, and she's doing everything to shame him. That's why she's making him wrestle all her friends and all her kin. The Jackal says. Well, I can tell you what, Jackal, Gorilla Monsoon says, you might have the right to your thought and your belief. You need be have no truth to make it true, though. We go to ring now. All right, the Miz says, Astronema, Corone, whatever you calling yourself, you have fucked with me for a whole week. You made me fight Ecliptor, who hit me with the sword. You made me fight Andros, which I beat him. You made me fight Godzilla or Godzilla, which he beat me. So who you gonna have me fight this time? You? Yeah, the main overseer. The matchmaker and main overseer of the TWF, Astronema, which is our nearest thing to Adam Pearce and Shawn Michaels and Santina Marella that we have here in the TWF. And you've been holding on to a fight, been holding on to this thing for about 3 years. See, I know what happened about 3 years ago. You see, the truth is Astronema came to the TWF in 2008, YL. Some unknown weird doll from Vinland Thriftmiddle. Oh, it wasn't a true one. Bandit never made a true one. The true one wouldn't come until 2020, YL, when Hasbro made the true one, which you bought from Amazon, a strong woman. They wouldn't make the follow-up one until about like 1 year later, 2021, YL. But enough of me talking about that. So there was a Miz TV or a Miz Farseer show that I did way back, and about 3 years ago. I don't know what show it was 3 years ago, and she had it against me. And hey, what do you want, Algar? Hey, I just want to tell you, Miz, that Astronema or Corone or whatever you want to call her doesn't have anything against you. She never did. You started guilting and shaming and slighting her and scathing her for things she didn't do, Miz. She never did nothing to you. And as you said, Miz, that happened about 3 years ago. So why would anyone care about what happened on your Miz Farseer show, on your show about 3 years ago? You know? And you might ask yourself, oh, well, she's made me fight Ecliptor and Andros and Godzilla or Godzilla. Does she not have anything against me? And the answer would be, I think you should say you're sorry to her for guilting her and, shaming her and scathing her for something she didn't do to you. Yes, it was true about 3 years ago. You and I guess John Morrison at the time did have a match with Ecliptor and Andros about 3 years ago, but that's the only thing she ever did to you. And then one day you were bitching about how you weren't getting any onlook, and she came out and told you this is how you get onlook. But beyond that, she didn't really do anything until you started. That's what you said about her. Well, The Miz says, so at the end of the day, I guess I'm going to be fighting you, Algar. It should be smooth, you know. Of all the wins I've got so far, out of every one of Astronema's friends or kin, you'll be the smoothest one I'll get. Ding ding ding. Oh well, Gorilla Monsoon said it looks like the Miz is not going to listen to the ground sake or why. Oh, Algar just hit the Miz with his sword, Gorilla Monsoon says. Yeah, Samoa said Algar does have a sword. And and looks like the Miz is gonna lose again, Samoa said. Oh, not again. Not this shameful losing, the Jackal says, to some creep with a sword. Oh! And Algar just hit him again with the sword, Gorilla Monsoon says. Well, you know what? Algar isn't known for being a skilled wrestler or a skilled fighter. He's neither known for being a fighter or a wrestler to begin with, Gorilla Monsoon said. Well, Samoa said the Miz is in a bind right now with Algar hitting him with a sword, Samoa said. You know what, the Jackal says? This just shows that Astronema Corone has something against the Miz, or she wouldn't make him wrestle all her kin and all her friends. Would you stop, Jackal? You have no truth to back it up if Astronema has something against the Miz or not. Algar wanted to hit the Miz with the sword again. You don't have any truth to back it up. You know. You have no truth to back it up, Gorilla Monsoon said. So would you stop, Jackal? Oh. And the Miz just did the skull crashing ending to Algar, Gorilla Monsoon says. And Jackal, would you stop? Astronema Corone doesn't have anything against the Miz. I think it's all in his mind, Samoa says. I think he likes thinking folks are out to get him. I think he likes thinking folks have something against him, Samoa says. 1, 2, 3. Ding ding ding. It's not all in his mind. The Miz doesn't like folks that doesn't think folks are out to get him. He doesn't think folks are against him, the Jackal says. The Miz knows that Astronema has something against him, or she wouldn't be making him wrestle all her friends and all her kin. Here is your winner, The Miz. And now the Miz is beaten. Now the Miz has beaten Algar here today on NXT. Alright, Astronema. Well, now Tony Schiavone now is now going to be talking with the Miz. Alright, Miz. We know that you've... Shit. Come on. Stand up. Alright, Miz. We know... Ah, shit. Alright, Miz. You say Astronema has something against you, but at the same time, you don't have any truth to back it up. Joey, I'll tell you right now, Tony Schiavone, I have all the truth in the world to back up that Astronema has something against me. You know, Tony Schiavone, if Astronema didn't have anything against me, she wouldn't be having me wrestle all her friends and all her kin. Astronema has been holding this thing that I did about 3 years ago in 2020 YL against me. And that's why she's making me wrestle all her friends and all her kin. Well, if you do feel or believe that Astronema has something against you, Miz, have you ever thought about saying you were sorry for what you said or did about 3 years ago? No, because I thought years, she would have dropped it. That it would no longer be a thing. I mean, it happened 3 years ago, Tony Schiavone. I mean, that would be like whatever. I mean, it happened about 3 years ago. So you would think that 3 years ago that she would just say, all right, that's happened 3 years ago. You know, she'd be like, oh, well, that happened about 3 years ago. I should just let it go. Well, you did get your match. You did win your match here with Algar here today on NXT. I don't know if Astronema has anything against you or not, Miz. There's not really seems to be any truth to back that up. Fuck. But anyway, I just want to say, do you want to say you're sorry to Astronema? If you truly believe that Astronema has wronged you in some way, and that she's had something against you going back about 3 years ago, Miz, don't you think that you should say you're sorry? No. The way I look at it, I think Astronema should say that she's sorry. Since she's the one that started this with me about 3 years ago, Tony Schiavone. So I think at the end of the day, Astronema's the one who should be saying she's sorry. Well, that's my talk with The Miz. Back to you, Gorilla Monsoon. Well, thank you, Tony Schiavone, for talking with The Miz here today on NXT. And it looks like it is all the time we got here for NXT. I am Gorilla Monsoon for Samoas and the Jackal. We hope you like NXT, and we'll see you tomorrow for Dynamite or Might.